car number one. This car has been modernized. Get Adam cast for the head so that we could make it a little more. Been working on restoring this one.
Yeah. What? So this would have been remodeled in the 30s, 40s?
Possibly. Did you write that down for me?
I might have that in my.
We kind of wanted an older one, but hey, we took what we could get.
Right.
So this was Logan Street.
It was stained glass.
Originally, well,
Yeah.
if you take the step to the car behind us, and you do have to remember too, these cars, unlike most of the other cars that we've got on the property, coupled, they can go around really tight corners.
Yeah.
I mean, there's somewhere, maybe Decatur, in the corner you go, and one truck is this way, one truck is that way. You look out the window, you see both rails, and if there's like something too close to the curb, it moves it.
Oh boy.
And then we tow 2 or 3 trailers with one engine around, or one car around. And it's all because of the amount of swing they have. Also, this is 600, so we don't want to touch that right now.
Okay. That's good to know.
There is a wall that we still have to put back in here. It kind of lines up with that half wall. Help block the heat out. Yeah, you'd have to feed the fire, keep an eye on your water so you don't run out of water. And of course, that's all live 600 right there.
Right. We won't touch that either. What is the? Tell me about this.
Now that would be for the conductor or trainman to talk to the motorman.
Cool
You'll hear what it
advertisement.
sounds like on 101. I have to pump these up. In our case, these trains, it's a high-pitched tweeter. Except the motorman gets a raspberry, but.
Yeah. So this isn't for the customer. This is
No,
for the passenger.
normally you would, as a customer, you would tell, hey, I need to get off at the next town or whatever, and then they would signal or do whatever. On streetcars, and on 101, because there's a commuter at the end, there's a button normally. Most of them would be buttons for a buzzer, even back in 1905. It'd be a little, you press it and you'd hear, bah! And that you know is different than the conductor talking to you. So if there's a problem and the conductor talks to you, that's different than a guest just wanting to get off at the next stop.
So this car was McKinley's office car.
No,
No, this is not. This is still
Oh.
another car.
we won't
There's
even
more.
get the office car yet.
Oh, okay.
But
Do you
we
know
will
much
get to
about the history of this particular car?
I'd have to look outside,
That's
but it is basically unmodernized, which is why we really wanted it.
Right. So, really rare.
Yeah, I would have to look at the sign outside, which is why I'm glad we have
The
sign.
seat we have in the exhibit is a green upholstery, just like this. This is Dale Jenkins' seat. He's letting
Yeah.
us borrow it, but it's a little different. It doesn't have the. It is a. I forget what you call it.
Walkover.
A walkover, but it doesn't have the handle. It doesn't have the handle.
Yeah, I've chatted a bit with him.
Here, let's have you do that.
Maybe do it on one of the better seats.
There it is.
I haven't oiled these yet.
Yeah.
Because motor, the engine basically.
This here is the bathroom. There's the toilet down there. That's interesting. There's your flush valve, your coat hanger. Very nice. I'm not sure what this is. I was told not to touch these wires here because they're 600 volts right now. So I won't be doing that. I'm gonna step over and go back in this car. What's this toilet look like? Very cool.
One for your train line. might know that Mr. Westinghouse invented the way that most trains stop nowadays. You pressurize a line to something, in our case it's 70 pounds, and to put on the brakes, you lower them. The other thing about all these, these are wood cars.
Sometimes trying to do indoor photography with and without flash at the same time doesn't work.
I can do that.
I gotta change too many settings every time.
And had seating
Yeah.
underneath.
And this is the women's lounge. Women. Nothing in here really.
Nope.
Bunk beds.
And I think the boiler was right here.
Shine the light on
Was this car in Some Like It Hot?
I think it
Remember that
was.
movie?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, that's what
And
this was.
I think this door says women on it.
Okay, so the women would have had their own little sleeping.
Yeah, there.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the women's 9 and 10 and 11, 12 are women, and then they're just 9 and 10.
And a couple of the tickets. Well, it's not too bad.
And you'll see they have buttons on them too,
Yeah.
so you could call.
Here's the. You can see the outside. No key needed to open this door. Ask
Porter.
the porter.
I love the light bulb.
Oh, there's one that has the.
I know, I had to get a photo of that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
To get you from Champaign to St. Louis overnight. I
Neither of them. They don't have the rails up though for these.
Right.
So this is probably your staff is staying here.
Well, worst case.
Oh, this
I mean,
is
if
nice.
it's your car, if you're William McKinley.
You're back in the other car with Warren.
Okay.
Nice
So
flowers.
this is an interesting way to there.
Wait, is this part of it?
This is an IT. There it is. Illinois Terminal Railroad typewriter.
Oh, it sure is.
I got to report this as
Now,
a
you know
safety
this is
hazard.
Look at that.
when it has
I have to
the
report this as a
buttons.
safety hazard right here.
You think?
Write that up.
Can't look at this wall.
Oh, wow.
When you're done, I'm gonna have you move back just a little bit.
And that's just random storage. Yeah, storage everywhere, so you always have to have storage everywhere.
And this is a motor car.
This is a
Beautiful.
motor
is
car.
this?
It's a much different,
Those must have been lights, or what are they?
No idea. Oh, probably matches? Strike a match on there?
I don't know. Well,
Looks like a striker right here.
yeah, it does.
It's rough.
That's what it is.
And that's for matches, I'll bet.
you know,
And there's your coat hanger. Put
Well,
your
so
garments.
what's this big mechanism?
Put your garments on there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And this is where you're gonna eat your turkey and what else was it? Your turkey sandwich?
Sounds appetizing.
Ooh.
It's a different controller, actually.
Yeah.
Couple of different types of controls.
Seems like that'd be harder on your hand.
Well, there is a catch to keep it from popping, but this is what the Aurora and Elgin cars have in this.
Oh, you have a
Yeah.
typewriter here. Cool.
But if you have the catch,
Oh,
it
there's
makes it
somebody
pretty
out
easy. That's still working.
Oh, okay.
Okay, take my camera.
There's a problem sometimes with trains that if you have to be towed,
Mhm.
or if there's an emergency or something, you need to throw the reverser underneath the car. Normally, you put it here, you take a point, things happen and it changes. Other words, if you have to tow or something, you have to get out and manually throw that. The IT put a manual throw in the motor cars.
That's nice.
Again, thinking ahead in case there's a problem.
On a single line.
As we
Gotta
keep
speed things
saying,
along.
they're farmers. You have to improvise. Do what you need to do to get to the next stop. Your smoking section will have leather, not cloth.
That's smart. You didn't hear the notches here are the tables that are in that closet, so they can just
Oh,
slide
okay.
tables in.
You hook the table in, put it up, and now you have a table.
And that's an Illinois Terminal railroad or typewriter, Bill. Did you see
Oh,
that?
yeah, I did get a picture of that.
Beautiful day.
Did you get a nice
I
right
haven't-
overshot?
I haven't looked at it yet. It didn't knock it over, so it should have worked.
Maybe I need to take these seats to McKelvey.
Yeah.
You got the handle?
Oh yeah, I got the go key.
This is also a dead nail. Which means if I were to put this in direction angle,
Train coming.
end of the road.
You should have a seat up here. We have the black bunting. We do. Here's an interesting story. That last train that ran, we did this for the IT back in 2012. The interesting thing is, so the last train pulled in, people got off and they commiserated and the operating got back on. So the train was in the yard. The controller was
But this would have never have run to Champaign, I would guess, unless they had some reason to take it there, or to Peoria.
It probably stayed in the Dalton area.
I think it really stayed Alton.
All these center low cars.
Right.
I don't think I've
As
ever
I
seen a
said, they
picture.
hated them.
Yeah. Why'd they hate them?
They just hated them.
They're different.
They're different. The operating cap's on the other side.
Oh, that's true.
It's
You're on the right
standard
and the
side
left.
for everything else.
Yeah, you did.
There's something else you want a picture of.
What is that? The
Fire extinguisher.
fire
Oh,
extinguisher?
yeah.
Yeah, those are the fun ones.
The carbon tetrachloride.
Yeah, you can say that ours are all empty because
What?
carbon tetrachloride, if you spray it on fire, does put out the fire but
Oh, so
creates
put-
chlorine glass.
Yeah, right. Put you out.
Yeah, go for it.
Are you ready?
That is the coolest reversible seat I've ever seen. That is amazing.
We're going that way, we can do this way.
Oh yeah, okay.
They painted it up like that and had people
That must be where you change the oil. Just kidding.
And then this is a Cleveland car, but they're working in trucks right now, but they told her redoing and fixing up this car. You'd be holding on with your hand and doing this with your
Looks like an electric bus on rails. Very nice.
The reason is they made it a two-man car. Because if you had to hold the brake down, you couldn't take the step on fast.
Right.
So you had to have a conductor that way.
Way to keep the jobs. Of course. Find it on.
Yeah.
Put the detail in.
So this is what they tried to save once and made another river by it. And then when they were able to, when that river quit, they were able to buy 10 guys, put together the money and saved one car. And it went wrong somehow, and ended up 480 cars. And then this car just ahead is the Fox River car that was built with, at the same plant like a year after the 415 back there. So these are basically similar. And yeah, we have a custom seating plate, did the seats in this car. Well, we're working on it.
I mean,
It would have, well, it's gonna have arched glass over 2 of them, and then you have the windows underneath. There's the wonderful canvas paint, which is nice and easy to spread,
Oh,
doesn't drip at all. and-
sure.
Gooey.
So,
All right.
CTA engine. That we're
Oh,
working on.
excuse me.
And we're, hopefully next year, we're going to be expanding the shop here
Oh, really?
and kind of building that way a bit. And being able to have a space that we will finally get some heat in too.
Yeah.
Organize a little better.
Does your work slow down in the winter months?
Well, so a lot of people work inside. I come out here, I have a little heater on the pit, so I can work over. We're going to be bringing in a car later today to do inspection for running, because we start operating next Sunday.
Right.
So this is where I do all my inspections in this little bit.
These are all working motors that.
Yes, we sent them out, and for 16 grand, you can have a motor just a baby.
Wanted to sell, sure, make more money. Sure. So he'd always come back and he'd have a taste of whiskey at the back of the car.
Locomotive as opposed to a cast frame. And bar, strange
Wow.
but true. Yes. Or as they say, true tales of the rails.
Yes.
And then this is a long-term project.
This is where they make the wheels, cut the wheels for the train.
This is actually a 4-8.
That is the craziest lathe I've ever seen.
But right here,
And that's probably the biggest press I've ever seen.
so this is what's called a bar frame locomotive as opposed to a cast frame. And bar frame engines are old, you know, this is what they did back in the old days. And they were not as strong as cast frames. You have brakes and they will work. So this is our long-term project.
This one too. You want to run?
Yeah. And if you look here, the principle of a steam engine, you notice, see that crank pin there on the outside? Okay, that's right there. This one is here. They're not opposite.
No, they should never be
Right,
opposite.
they're not opposite. They're about a quarter off. And all that, so that, you know, it's this business.
Yeah, that type of motion.
Right.
Otherwise, you're like,
Yes, correct.
you'd be jumping down the
You're
track.
jumping on the track.
Not a good thing.
So this is what they look like outside of the engine. This is what they call a work plate, where if the work is too big,
Right.
here's for pouring.
Yeah, right.
Pour Babbitt on that with that, you can pour whatever.
Doing my family history,
10,000 employees were in a war.
back in the early parts of the 1900s, half of my relatives worked for my son.
Oh.
That was the jobs.
I guess we're doing something right there. They carry water and everything. And then see, that's the pantry, this is the kitchen. You can go on in if you want. This is the kitchen part, there's a stove in there, and then that's the pantry side, right there.
There's some of that turkey earlier.
Yep, there it is.
How's it smell?
Still in there.
It's dehydrated.
Ah. Right, if you wanna look in, you can see how much, you can go in there.
Awesome.
See, not a lot of wrinkle work in, you know.
This would be very bright. I mean, they've got those lights on, but don't have these lights on.
So,
Yeah, this is like
here, other stuff here.
over the top, ornate.
Right, and then right here is the,
Oh, yeah.
and the arrows, you know, with where you wanted, you know. And throughout the car,